Hey Tom,
Hi guys.
sorry about the delay.
No problem.
Hey
Happy
Tom.
New Year.
Happy New Year, Tom. How are you?
All is good.
Did you have a good
So,
good break?
yeah, it was nice. It wasn't too busy. Was able to catch up with a bunch of stuff. So yeah, I enjoyed it. How about you guys?
You good, Dave?
Yeah, same. Yeah, I was able to take a good bit of time off. I try to do that. My boys are in high school, so I try to spend as much time with them when they're out of school as I can because my oldest will be going to college next year, so I treasure
Yeah.
every, as you know, Tom, you're ahead of me. Treasure every moment.
Yeah, it was quick.
Um, for me, it's supposedly I've been battling the super flu.
Wow.
Oh,
Next COVID.
yeah.
No. I looked it up because it was really unique what I was getting. And they started calling just this form of the flu called the super flu.
Mm.
Uh, so it was wasn't fun, but you
No.
know, it happens when you have eight nieces and nephews and you enter into that petri dish and you come
Yeah.
out with something that's not a surprise. So
How long did it knock you down?
I'm still kind of getting over it. It's very minor now. It's just like a sore throat. But it was, geez, it hit me the second, so third, fourth, fifth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 3 day fever, 4 day fever.
Mm.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. So, but I'm alive. And I'm
yeah. Glad you
well.
threw it.
Good.
Hopefully, no one over there got sick on your end with your family.
Nothing major. No super flu. Minor cold. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
lucky so far.
good, good. Dave, how about your family in that regard?
We've been healthy and well. Thanks for asking.
Great, because I don't wish that upon anybody.
Yeah, I don't bring it here. So Tom,
All right.
how'd your year end up? How did things go wrapping up the year?
Good. I mean, um, both finished strong. I know Metro, it was a record revenue year, and I don't know what we don't have enough history with Viewpoint, but just in talking with people, it's right up there with one of their best revenue years, in the
That's
past
great.
20. So yeah, excellent overall. It's just the profitability at Viewpoint, and then every time I think we're ready to turn the corner there, we get these expenses that come out of left field, like a major crane issue that's going to be a chunk of money, needs a new engine. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, just besides those things, I mean, business wise, things are starting to click down there.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Good. Good.
Great. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'll go over the some of the data that I have from like ads and stuff, and everything looked really good at the end of the year. So,
Okay.
um,
Good.
what's on your forecast for this year? Have you had some internal meetings or plans or
Yeah, it's really difficult. It's looking great on the surface, but forecasting's difficult because there's so many things that can delay projects.
yeah,
But there's some big things that are hitting. So I'm expecting, we'll continue to increase revenue. It's
great.
as far as when things hit, we don't always know that. There's a couple big parking garages,
Mhm.
couple big school jobs, still good sized pylon work coming in. So yeah, a lot of exciting stuff.
Awesome.
It's great. So you're still expected this year, or trending wise, you expect this year to continue to be better than last year,
Yeah,
even? That's great.
yes. I'm not ready to put a number to that.
Sure.
I expect it to be at least 10%, but um, we'll see kind of how things progress.
Are there any like economic or stock market indicators that you use to kind of forecast? Like I imagine that a lot of your business, as we've talked about, comes from new construction.
It
Um,
is. And it seems like now for 2 years I heard things are going to be tightening up and slowing down. We haven't seen that in the
okay.
Northeast. A little bit in Boston, some of the bigger projects seem to have slowed down,
Hmm.
but every time we think that's happening, other things will kind of come in from other directions. So,
Yeah.
the money's coming from somewhere. But yeah, I pay attention to what they're saying economically, but it seems to either lag or not impact us as much. People are still kind of
Yeah.
getting their projects, moving forward. So
Yeah, I've noticed that. And around here in the housing market, it seems like for 3 years everybody's saying it's going to slow down, but it hasn't. They're building everywhere still.
Not
yeah,
in North Carolina, that's for sure.
Yeah. Everybody's moving here.
I was assuming maybe because of the tariffs be affecting that construction.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it has impacted it somewhat. I mean, they've tried to slow things down, um, hoping that they'll subside on some of these tariffs. I've heard that at least with Boston, some of the bigger projects, they're waiting for
Mm.
more favorable, buying environment. But
Hmm. Yeah.
I mean, for us in our little world, I mean, people are still ordering signs.
Okay,
Good.
great, awesome. That's good to hear. Yeah, so I'll just walk through what we've got for to-dos. We don't have much. It's more now just planning and confirming the plan for VP, MSA, and then we'll steam head forward. Uh, so generally with the options for VP, we went with option B. And I want to show you real quick, Tom, just a visual layout of how that budget is set up and how it's going forward uh, for the next 6 months. Um, so hopefully this will be helpful for you. So as I understand from just our documentation, you had about $1,000 on the monthly budget, and then because of the ad, let me see, because of the ad here, the 2,700 ad, um, it's up to 3,700, and we've made this into a point system just to kind of help you understand where it's being allocated. Uh, for us, just to show you where a lot of our effort and time is going towards, and also for you just seeing where you're spending those points and seeing that value pretty simplified. Um, so just generally, this is broken up by admin stuff. So these meetings, baselines, which all your stuff is just baseline, which is not keeps a good cadence, which is helpful. And then campaigns and larger projects that just pop up. Um, so for January, uh, this one will this one will be a little higher than the others. The general points being pushed is around 27 um, points a month, which leaves room, which is good. We can allocate points from one month to the other, especially if you want to ramp up during the holiday season. We can push points that we haven't used in one month to another month. So generally, what we discussed last time, and if there's any changes, let us know. We're going to be rotating back and forth between social media and blog posts. So January, we're going to focus on blog posts, and we're splitting that with MSA because a lot of content that we produce, as I understand,
Yep.
will be also MSA. So that kind of
Kind
is
of
helpful.
repurposed. Yeah.
Yeah, repurposed. And that'll be helpful just with points. So generally, a blog post would be around 10 points if it's a new blog post for one company. But since we're repurposing it, it expedites the process. Um, and then, as communicated in that email, we have the paid ads that we're starting. Those paid ads will be higher in the first month, and then it'll level out.
Yeah,
Um,
that first month is for getting the campaign set up.
yeah,
Um, so creating the ads, creating the tracking, the analytics, getting everything synced up with the Viewpoint website.
yeah, yeah. Um, and then, uh, for example, February, we'll jump into social media, and then we'll halt the blog post for VP um, to focus on social media based off our conversations in the past. And then you did prefer to do a quarterly newsletter. We have that once again, since I think you wanted to mirror that with MSA. That's also, it's similar to a blog post in the way its content is created, and its length. So that's also split with MSA. Um,
When you say split, so are we doing the same newsletter, just repackaged? Or is it,
No,
you
I
know,
think what we're suggesting is some of the blog posts that we do and some of the information in the newsletter, if we highlight like ADA compliant signs,
yeah,
we can use that same topic in two different places. It won't be word for word the same.
yeah,
okay,
But
yeah,
as far as like our research and our putting the outline together and that type of stuff, we cover the same cost for doing that.
okay,
yeah,
But the newsletter will be different in that Viewpoint will have viewpoint specific projects highlighted. MSA will have MSA specific projects highlighted. So there'll be a little bit of divergence between the two newsletters
okay,
every quarter, but they will have a little, we can share some of that content so that
yeah.
it's saving you a little bit of time and money on budget for
Yeah,
that.
research is usually takes the longest part before the actual uh, putting together of the newsletter. So the front end is always a little bit heavier. Does that make sense?
yeah, yeah. I just and I'm fine with that, even if, in some cases we're sharing it word for word, but I just wouldn't want to do that in the same month where people see, both companies doing identical thing with the logos it being
Yeah.
the only difference.
Yeah, that's a good point. So if we mentioned ADA compliant signs in the MSA newsletter this quarter, we might rate a quarter or two, and we could use that same
Yeah,
topic down the road. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can do that. Other than
yeah.
that,
I
any
like,
other further questions, Tom?
no, I don't think so. Just as far as the points though, does that convert to a dollar? Is the 3,400 or whatever it was, the 37 points, or is,
Yeah. So 37 points, 3,700.
oh, so it's 100. Okay, gotcha.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. It's
That
just
makes
to make it,
sense.
it's to simplify it a little
Yep.
bit more. Um, it's great for making sure that we're um, being honest with our work and vice versa, not overdoing it. So I would say just because of the general cadence of MSA and Viewpoint, you have some room to work with.
Yeah,
Okay.
I told Austin we want to keep it a little bit below. We don't want to push it every month because occasionally we have website updates we want to do. You might want to add a section or a page, or we might
Yeah,
want to update one of the calculators or something like that. We have room for that. Or
I
to
do,
do,
just to put it on your, why it's fresh in my mind.
yeah,
And I know whenever I say these things, it's like I have to do the work on the front end. But one thing with our website, an architect pointed out to somebody here is that, you know, you have a lot of great things on your website, but you don't really show me like a whole project. And I said, well, we do have a section that says award-winning projects, but that even in those examples doesn't show everything we did in the project. So I think,
mm,
well, we have to have something for these architects to say, like, here's a family of signs we did. Here's the
yeah,
original
yeah.
design and how it came out, and this is it, them in the field. So we have a lot of examples to choose from, but I guess me or somebody here has to kind of get their arms around that and say, what are the 10 or so we'd like to put up there, and maybe even get rid of the award-winning projects or have that be a sublink to just project work.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we could do it as like a case study section if we wanted to build that out. Um, and you can kind of even show like some of the start to finish.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I can see that. So I guess he's suggesting, like everything from parking lot signs to garage parking signs to room building signs to conference room signs to exterior, like put it all together into one.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Kind of a family of signs that we did for, and I mean, we're doing one right now in New York. Web Ave, and that has a parking garage. It has interior signs and a couple smaller exterior sign projects. So to kind of show examples like that. But it doesn't even have to be that comprehensive. It could be a
Sure.
job where we just did all the interior, but kind of showing the whole family of there might be
Yeah.
15 different sign types with graphics that were included for the lobby and that, same thing then not just in residential, but with education and then corporate project examples. So there's the different industries and the different types of projects that we really should highlight.
So
Yeah.
you're
It's a good idea.
sorry, I just understand a little bit more. So like the portfolio here, this is Viewpoint. You're referring to MSA?
Yeah, I was referring to MSA, but I mean Viewpoint as well.
Okay. So like the Metro,
Yeah, if you go to the Metro portfolio
let's
page,
go.
we have we have it by sign types, and we go to portfolio, and then we have award-winning projects. But really, what the architect was saying, they kind of want to see where we did, and these are projects where we literally received an award, at least the indication of a publication or something
Hmm.
for the work, but it doesn't show the whole project and all the different things that went into it, from design to permitting to,
Yeah.
and then the whole suite of signs that we did. That's kind of what this architect was saying to us,
Gotcha. Okay.
which
Yeah.
we have as, you know, we do presentations that, for if it was a big project and we were going directly at the developer, we have examples that, PowerPoint slides that we've done that essentially could, I don't know if that's one point I think I'd sent it to Figmints, but it's been a while that I could send you a couple and, just as an inspiration of working into that segment of the website under projects.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is generally something, case studies are something that we're definitely familiar with when we're doing marketing proposals. So we show our case studies and how they're done and methodology of how it's done. So that's not something we're unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
Certainly apply to the website case studies that you're looking for. Yeah, well, when do you want to attack? When do you think you want to tackle this case study?
Um, that's the thing. I know it needs to get done, but I hate to put myself in a box.
Well, we can just put out an idea of like a month that we want to shoot to start, and
Yeah,
we know we
let's
can do.
say start in March and maybe I'll start pulling some things together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it might be
I'll
that we
start.
just kind of we stack up some hours and allocate it for quarter two,
That's
um,
exactly it. Yeah.
to try to
Yeah,
execute that.
okay. I like that.
Yep. And
I'll
that's why I
start
want
this and
adding. There we
I'll
go.
shoot you some pitch decks.
All right.
Yeah, it's
That's
good.
good. It's good to know. Hmm. So yeah, we'll shoot for that, and we can continue to build a creative brief for that, just to get an idea of exactly what that
Mhm.
you're aiming for and what we're trying to achieve.
Yeah, and for Viewpoint, I don't like the categories of their website. I find it very confusing. So, and that's really going to be on me to, we just don't mix media and real estate market.
Oh,
I know why they did it, but it's not when people ask us for examples, it's not what they would say.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
hmm.
um,
Yeah, they're not going to ask you for a mixed media
yeah, yeah.
example, right?
So we could break that out into the vinyl graphics and real estate marketing. I mean, they were doing a lot of different site signs, but um, yeah, we just like to improve on those categories. So if we were gonna bank some time, I mean, I would do it for your kind of viewpoints portfolio.
Okay.
So that's something you'd want to tack on with the website case studies with MSA?
Probably, and then we um, yeah, because I don't really have much info on the vast range of case studies at Viewpoint. and pinning someone down to do enough of them to really build that part of their site out is not something we're ready to do at this time.
Yeah. Well, it's good that we have that on the radar. Um,
Yeah, Austin, let's not call it, let's make sure we differentiate for the VP. Yeah. Instead of case studies, let's put like update portfolio
okay.
categories or something like that.
Yeah, portfolio categories.
Oh yeah, that we already had that on there. I'm getting mixed up. Yeah, we had that on our.
I think we've mentioned it previously
Yep,
though.
we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. But we'll
Um,
make sure that we start scheduling that and
that's
getting
one
it
of our
done.
cards.
Excuse me.
Great. Um, yeah, Tom, we already have a card for that on our end, so we're making note of that. Okay. So yeah, that's the general timeline for VP. Um, do we feel good with that? Just confirming.
Yeah. Yep.
Sounds great.
Oh, and one question. So we'll get the ads up and running this month for Viewpoint. Do you want to start? I think I suggested in my email a minimum of $300 a month. I don't know what you want to spend as far as the actual ad budget for Google. Do you have an
Yeah.
idea in mind?
Um, Start low and we'll build it, based
Yeah.
on how they're doing throughout the year. So yeah, 300. Now where it's the 17 that's suggesting $1,700 of paid ads, or is that
No, that's mostly the time and effort to get the all the campaigns set up. The
okay?
$300 ad spend will just you pay that separately. I think your card's linked to
Oh, okay.
the account. So Google would just charge your card the $300 at the end of the month
Yeah.
for the or whatever the actual ad spend is. It fluctuates a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing that we can do, which is helpful, it just helps, we can disperse a campaign or project or an ongoing baseline throughout a plan. So it's not all just coming up at the front end. So usually when something starts up, it takes a little bit more time and effort. So that's just us kind of dispersing it across the 6 months. Um,
What is the 1,200 that's for the paid ads? If it doesn't include that's
That's the ongoing monthly management and reporting. Um, so we go in every month and make adjustments and review, and then do the reporting and stats.
okay. All right.
anything else?
Do I have access to this sheet?
You can. Yeah, we can give you access to this.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Um, okay, so is there any updates on the internal project photography that you were thinking about doing?
Um, no, just that people here understand we have that person who can go out and do it. So somebody was gonna start to work on a list. I spoke to somebody about it the other day.
Okay. Um, cool. Calendar's done. Once again, I'm sorry about that.
No, I missed it in the review. I mean,
It was subtle. It was tucked
well,
under a couple.
I yeah, I guess yeah, I was thinking at the time that we had a Metro group and a Viewpoint group, and then when I got mine, I'm like, I don't remember actually explaining which ones were Metro, and there was only one Viewpoint salesperson. It was the Dunkin' Donuts guy that gave me all his accounts. So all his Dunkin' Donuts people who don't really know Metro would have gotten the yeah. So I think where we had settled is we were going to do Metro and a Viewpoint at each side of the calendar, but then yeah, the proof they sent back only had Metro in the center.
Yeah, Dave, just for your feedback or just for your context, we
Yeah,
send it.
I saw that the email thread.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unfortunate. Um,
So it sounds like we both missed it. Our team
I,
and
yeah, I
but
just wanted to get it going. I was so worried about them sending them the end of January when nobody wants a calendar. But so
Yeah.
at least they hit this week, so it wasn't
Yeah,
awful.
I fell into that trap too. So
All right. Well, we'll catch it next year. And
yes,
there aren't that many viewpoint people.
no,
It's all the Dunkin'
Yeah.
Donuts guys.
yeah. All right. With that, Dave, did you want to jump into MSA Google Ads reporting at all?
Yep.
Yeah. I can let you have the screen too.
Okay. All right. Is my screen showing up?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, great. Um, so this is the December, looking at December for SEO, for the keyword rank tracker. Um, as I mentioned last time, we're a little bit less concerned about this Google in general, because that's more of like a national level, and we're mostly concerned with our local rankings and our local change. Um, and so these numbers are looking really good. Um, I've s- this month it seems like there was some big fluctuations in Google as a whole, and I'm not exactly sure why. Um, but if we
So
look at
that 28 ranking, that's of all sign companies in our area, or is that
that's kind of a culmination of the words that we're tracking and
okay?
where they on average show up. Um,
Because it seems better than that. We're near the top on most of the keyword phrases.
yeah, let me see. Yeah, I might have to dig in a little bit to that. Um, what I'm more concerned at, or what I'm looking at mostly, is the actual position here. Um, so for ADA compliant signs, locally you're fourth. You show up fourth if somebody in your area searches for ADA compliant signs.
Yep.
Um, so second, architectural signage design. Um, I think that's one that fluctuates quite a bit. Um, we have a good slew of numbers that we're number one for: architectural signs, awnings, business awnings, which we have focused on some. Moved up a spot for business signage near me. We went up one, so we're third locally for that. An improvement in commercial awning companies near me and commercial awnings. We've gone up, so we're second now locally for those.
Yep.
Um, down one for commercial metal awnings. Commercial sign company near me has all stayed. You're number one for that in your area. So yeah, overall there hasn't been a ton of fluctuation, just a couple of, bumps up here, bump up there, or bump down.
Yep.
Um, but still in the top three, four. A lot of these are number one.
Yep.
And the storefront awnings look like it took a big jump, 20 points up, month over month.
Great.
Yeah, so SEO is looking really good. And so now that we're moving into SEO for Viewpoint, we'll also be able to have one of these to track Viewpoint, how they're ranking over time.
All right. Excellent.
And speaking of, are there, if you could be thinking about it, and we can send a follow-up via email, but maybe reconnect on our second meeting this month. But if you'll help us understand a little bit where you want to split off and do some different, so we're not competing with Metro and Viewpoint together. If you can let us know, and we've talked about it a little bit, so I know we have some in our notes, but just what areas you want to focus on a little bit more for Viewpoint than you're doing for Metro. Um,
Okay. Yeah, maybe more exterior sign related, but still, some of these architectural signs. Now, we're there 30, 40 miles away from Metro. I mean, wouldn't their range be different? So is it possible we wouldn't cross over?
yeah, some of them we can narrow that in what we're reporting on. Um, so we will do our best to make sure that they are not cannibalizing each other.
Yeah.
Um, But there, inevitably somebody in between the two
Yeah.
might end up seeing both in a search result if it's like a commercial sign company near me, and they're in between you two. There's a good chance that they would, and that would be fine. If they, if one of your companies is number two and one of them is number four, for example, or five, it'll take a little while for Viewpoint to get on the radar.
Okay.
But yes, they're far enough apart, and you're such a big metro area that we should be able to keep those fairly separate.
Is it easy enough to just copy and paste all those terms and just send them to me either just in an email or a spreadsheet, just where I can
Yep.
have it as a
Yeah.
note? So
I'll make a
I'll
note
just,
after we can send it as a XLS file.
okay.
We can export that for sure. All right, I'm going to stop sharing. I've got a different window for the ads. All right, and I assume you can see the ad screen here.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, we had a really good month in December. And I think we really took over managing the ads in more earnest November a year ago. So the data now is actively looking, year over year. So for example, last December we only had two conversions, and we spent almost $700. So there was $339 per conversion to get those two. This December we had 12 conversions, which was fantastic. And the cost per conversion was down to just $80 per conversion. So that's our second best month. September we also had 12. So I think on our last call we talked about November dipping a little bit, but we rebounded significantly for December. So I hope that you saw that in new calls, form fills, requests, that type of thing. Can
Yeah.
you for December?
Yep. It seemed busy, at
Good.
least what was coming in the website. Oh, by the way, do you see those leads that come in? Are you on those, Austin?
I don't get an email copy of that, but if you think it would be helpful, we can set that up so that we can track that as well.
Yeah, I think I could ask Adrian and see if he gets because you
Yeah,
sent me an
that's
email.
the only reason I'm asking is if I should tell you when somebody says add me to your newsletter or if you're seeing it.
Yeah, let me ask Adrian and see if he sees it. I know I don't see it,
All right. I
but
can
I will
I'll
ask
just
Adrian.
yeah, ask them. I don't mind forwarding whenever I see it just to add somebody,
Where did that come from? Was that just your website form?
Yeah, it was just a website lead. That's how they come in, the way they look. So I would just forward those to you whenever somebody has that, add me to your monthly newsletter blog.
Let me ask Adrian.
So yeah, so the numbers, and you can look. So the red line going up is
Yeah,
up and to the right is positive, and the blue line is our cost, which is going down and to the right, which is also positive.
yep.
Um, so I think things are heading in a really good direction. We can dig a little bit more um, and see where the budget goes. So for example, um, building signage got the impressions. So how many times that shows up was 17,000 times over the course of that 13-month period. And then awnings and canopies, that group got 3,900 impressions. And then your brand terms are when people are searching for you and for competitors. So we can see the total cost. So the majority of the money in ad spend went for building signage at 7,000, and then 2,000 of that. And again, this is of course over the 13-month period, went for awnings and canopies.
Okay.
And then we dig a little bit further, looking back. By far, your biggest was actually Massachusetts Sign Company, professional sign installation, and commercial sign company near me. That drove the most spend or most click-throughs.
Hmm.
And so I was noticing, looking back a little bit, Boston Sign Company. Uh, I'm going to look into this a little bit. So the ad isn't showing as much as it could. So this is where we can start tweaking now that we have a year's worth of data,
Yep.
to start looking at how do we increase some of the visibility for that. So I know those two we want to increase. The other one that's kind of a low quality score would be LED business signs. Is that something that you want us to focus on? I know Boston is more important.
Yeah, I would say that's the LED business signs would be less important.
Yeah. Okay. Um, so there's tons of data, almost too much data sometimes.
Yep.
Um, but the bottom line is things are going in a good direction. So I'm real pleased with how the ads are moving. And then let me switch screens one more time, and I'll show you the spreadsheet breakdown that we're working on. Yep. So just keeping track month over month. From November to December, impressions were down just a little bit, but our click-through rate was up. So fewer people saw the ads, but more people clicked through them. Again, we went from 5 conversions to 12 conversions. Our cost per conversion was almost half of what it was in November. And then you spent $961 in actual ad spend for December.
Okay.
So I think, are you added to this? Have we shared this with you? Yes. So you should be able to look in your shared files, um, if you ever want to refer back to this or look at this.
Okay.
Any questions about the ads for MSA?
No.
Anything that you think you want to change or tweak as far as you're concerned from a business standpoint? Like I said, we focus on your area for Boston. We've done a good bit of focus on exterior and awnings. Um, is there anything related to that that you want us to focus on
Just with that
for this year?
architect mentioned that signage projects this week. I mean, maybe as a term to
Okay, we can look into that.
whatever the least effective term is, it can bump that one.
Yeah, and we'll send a follow-up email. Again, if you could just be thinking a little bit about both for SEO for organic search and for the paid search for Viewpoint. If you can think of any other areas, we can duplicate the. If you want it to be the same, we can do the same and just have different areas of focus. If you
Yeah, I
think
would
that,
say out of the gate, maybe just so I'm not holding you up to do it
yeah,
that way, and then we
okay,
can tweak it. And I'll ask the Viewpoint salespeople to give some input on, based on the kind of work they want, um, what type of search words they think their target customers would put in.
yeah, yeah. And if you just want to give us a short list of what you think, then we can use our data on our end to determine what the actual phrases that people use. But so to get started, we will just duplicate what we're doing for MSA, and we will just narrow the geographical area, so they're not competing.
Okay. All right.
That's all I've got on my end for that.
Okay, I'll jump back on. Just put in some notes. All right. Great. Let's turn this. Other than that, we've confirmed this rotation. We confirmed that. We were talking about that. Keeping things going as we've been going. The Viewpoint social media posts, I think I highlighted that in the looking at 3 to 4 posts in that February month. And we'll get those to you for review. But those are currently in progress. Talked about the website case studies for MSA and then the categories for VP. We just talked about that. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about, Tom? IDS for the future?
Nothing that's coming to mind at the moment. I'll get
Okay.
back to you on that.
All right. Just want to give you the floor just in case. All right. Other than that, we have the continue exploring the internal options for product photography. You guys are doing that. Dave will send you the report for SEO. And you want that in a Excel?
Yeah, either Excel or even just in a, I mean, I
CSV.
just want the list. I'm gonna print it out and talk to people about it. So just to have it in front of me,
Yep.
can make notes on it.
Yep. And yeah, this is the CMO, so the client meeting organizer. I can give you access to that. It's a live document, so things will be updated as we move forward. I'll ask Adrian about the website leads, um, website form, I should say. See me, he's getting notifications. If not, we'll see if we can get that set up, or we'll just have you send us when those come through. Then yeah, Google Ads. What was the term? Dave, did you already get the project? Did you get that term? Sign projects?
What do
Yeah,
you mean?
signage projects or
Yeah,
sign
yeah,
projects. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. I made a note of that.
gotcha.
Yep.
And then yeah, Tom to ask the sales team at VP about Google Ads, SEO, keywords, and just duplicate the geolocation for now. I believe that's all we have, unless there's anything else.
And just for clarification on the Dave looking into Google Ads not showing up, put looking into low quality ads.
Hmm. Too low.
That'll be the phrase that we'll be checking on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. You can leave the rest of it. I just
Yeah.
want to make sure that low quality, that's the score that Google's giving us, so I can
Yeah.
look into that.
Okay. Sweet. All right. Our next meeting should be this should be as we regularly have it. I know we shifted it this time, but it should be January 20th, Tuesday at 2:30 p.m.
Okay.
Yep, that's what I got.
Yep, that works.
How would you like to rate this meeting, Tom?
Well, it's January. I'll give you a tough score.
We got to
Good
have room for
workout.
improvement.
How about a 9?
All right. If
You're
there's
too
anything
kind,
we can
Tom.
improve upon to get that 10, let us know. I'm dead
All
serious.
right. Take care, guys.
Tom,
Yeah.
good to see you. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye, Dave. Bye, Austin.
Bye.
Yeah.